Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sophia Gray. I am the Public Relations Officer for the Canada chapter, and we are doing another feature of our monthly podcast. And this podcast is going to be featuring the Atlanta chapter. And I'm going to let this our wonderful guest introduce herself, and then we'll get into it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sanji Faulkner. I'm the secretary for the Atlanta chapter.
Okay. So, Sanji, tell us a little bit about yourself. What brought you to Staths and what time period did you attend?
A little bit about myself. First of all, I am a mother, I'm a wife, I'm an auntie. I am what you would call a people person. I'm very kind. I am very caring. I have one of the biggest heart, I think. I'm not trying to be conceited. I can come off as a little unfriendly sometimes if you don't know me, but I
understand that. I get that too.
I am very friendly. I attended St. Andrew Technical 1981 to 85, and I was born in Kingston, but I grew up in St. Anne. So when I took the technical entrance, automatically I went to Homewood.
Okay.
So I boarded at Homewood for a year, and my mother really couldn't afford the boarding. So she lives in Kingston. So that's when she went to Staths, and I got transferred the following year. So yeah.
Okay.
So I made it to Staths.
Nice. All right. Were you involved in any sports, clubs, organizations?
I wasn't involved in any sports other than PE, but I did what I could do best. I was a cheerleader. I was a cheerleader for one of the biggest and the best house sports day.
That better be Roberts.
It better be Sherlock. That's what you have on my record. And let me tell you something. I was a bad cheerleader, man. It was like, I remember even Gifton Wallace, he was one of them too. Chocolate and Gifton and Daisy Crawford. I mean,
how could you be a bad cheerleader? How are you a bad cheerleader?
Gifton was out there with us. So yeah, I was a cheerleader. I mean, literally, because like when I try to run, I don't know if we have two left foot or whatever, but somehow it wasn't working out for me. So I just like,
you did the next best thing.
I'm leaving that alone. I'm not going to do it. So I just did cheerleading. Yes, that's what I did.
Oh gosh.
And as it relates to club, I was involved with the Leo Club. So I served on the Leo Club. And you know, that's leadership, experience, and opportunity. So they developed us to be leaders in this society. And I did a lot of fundraising with them. Well, not a lot of fundraising. I was just selling one thing, which is cookies, and I was allowed to get away with it even in class because remember, we call her Anna. That was our English teacher. And I could get away with selling girls cookies in class because she knew it was for the Leo Club. So she let
me. Okay.
She let me get away with it. Yeah, so that was it. The Leo Club was one of my biggest achievement, really, because to get in that club, you know, and to stay in there was awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So were there any teachers or members of the staff who influenced you or impacted your life?
My teachers, I would say all of them had a great impact on me. Miss Parks, she was my math teacher.
Okay.
She was great. I mean, when I didn't understand something, I could always go to her after and she would explain it to me. She was so soft-spoken. She had that soft-spoken voice, and when she explained, her English was perfect. Mm-hmm. When she explained stuff to you, you just get it right away. She had a great impact on me, but our principal, the great, honorable S.W. Isaac Henry, had the most influence on me. He wasn't a teacher per se, but some of the stuff, he knew me personally because he would call me by my mom's last name.
Oh, okay.
And he instilled discipline in me. We learned how to be fearless. We learned how to be honest. And, to this day, I still repeat some of his phrases,
Yeah.
some of the words he would say. I remember him even during devotion. He could stay up on the stage and the podium and he would literally see what color socks somebody was wearing.
Yeah.
That's one of the greatest person I have ever met. And I was honored to be a part of Staths when he
Yeah.
was, he was the principal.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what educational path did you take after
So
leaving
I
Staths, and what are you doing now as far as your profession?
so after Staths, I thought I wanted to be a teacher. So I went to Michael Teachers College for a year. Just
Not
I
so much.
just I know that never worked out for me. And then I decided, okay, I wanted to move out from my mom. So, you try to do the grown-up thing. So I was like, okay, I'm not going back to school. I'm going to work. So I got a job. After Michael, I just went straight to working and had no experience or nothing. So I took what I could get. I went and I was the receptionist for Art and Fabric. They do jerseys,
Okay.
yes, they were in. I think they were Retirement Crescent, close to Crossroads. So I was there for a while, and then I left there. I went to work with MCS, and while I was at MCS, I started like a different path. I did computer studies while I was there, and after MCS, I went to work with West Indies Paper. West
Mm-hmm.
Indies Paper that was on Ashnine Road. And while I was there, I was like, okay, I learned all of this at MCS, so I was going to go back to school. So I went to CAS at the time, 93, I want to say 93 to 96, yeah. And I did the computer studies. I did my computer studies. After that, I
Okay.
migrated to Atlanta, straight to Atlanta. A lot of people go through New York, then Atlanta.
Yeah.
I came straight to Atlanta
Somewhere.
because my brother was here. So I came to
Okay.
Atlanta and it's like a different path I had to take. I went into nursing
Okay.
because it's like that's where the money was really.
Yeah.
So I had to go back to school and now I hurt my back at work, so I'm literally doing administrative work again. So
Oh,
I'm an administrative assistant to two departments. I work at the Shepherd Center. And of course, I'm still doing nursing. I have a private patient that I don't have to lift or anything
yeah.
because we're at Shepherd Center, we are a spinal cord injury hospital. So we treat a lot of spinal cord. Most of our patients can't walk, can't feed
Okay.
themselves. So it's a heavy load on,
Yeah.
if you're
Yeah.
in nursing. So I had to get out of that to preserve my back. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm at now. So I actually went back to school. I did an online course. So I'm just going back to school. So I did an associated business admin.
Okay. There you go.
Yes. Yes.
Now, one
Yes.
thing about us, that's people, we wear many hats.
Many hats, many hats,
Many
many
hats.
hats, many hats. Yes, yes, yes. So true.
So, do you have any hobbies? Are you a sports fan?
I love track and field.
Damn.
That's the only sport. I mean,
Even though you can't do it.
I watch American football, but honestly, the only thing I understand is when they do a touchdown. So
Yeah.
it's anything else. My
Yeah.
hobbies are cooking. I love to cook. I would cook from today till tomorrow. So, dancing. I love to dance. As a matter of fact, when I was going to school, we had a fair at Hope Gardens, and I actually was in a dancing contest. My partner was the late great Bogle, and we actually won. We
Wait a
actually
minute.
won.
So, didn't Stats have a dance group back then? You weren't involved in that? You forgot about that? Did you win at least with Bogle?
actually want. I want to swim. I want. Listen to what I want. A swimsuit. Swim was my prize. Right? Yeah, it was. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I love to dance. I love to. If I mean, Carolyn Murray will catch me dancing, and my mouth be all over the place. Whenever she
feeling the music, right?
Yeah, whenever she takes pictures, I don't know, somehow she always catch me doing something. But I love to dance. I love to cook. That's about it. At one point, I loved sewing, but I don't love sewing anymore. My sewing machine probably saying, "Oh, I think she forget me." But yeah,
dust it off.
it's dust. It has dust on it. Yes, yes, yes.
All right. Is there any one thing that you're most proud of in your life to date? And if so, what is it?
Oh, I am literally proud of myself.
Good.
In 2002, right after I migrated, like 2 years after I migrated, I was forced into single parent. My husband passed away. And I'm literally proud of my first husband. I am proud of how I did, because when he was alive, he would tell me, "You're going dead quick. You worry too much. You know, like you're a Christian. You don't pray. Everything you worry." And when that happened to me, and my son was 2 months old, man, I put on my big girl hat and my big girl shoes, and I just made everything happen.
Nice.
So I'm proud of how
really, you didn't have a choice, right?
I didn't have a choice. And people who don't know what I was going through, my friends knew, my family knew, but people even at work who didn't know, they would just think everything was okay, and I was able to hold my head. So literally, I'm proud of myself and what I was able to do and achieve during that time. Yeah.
All right. So now to the meat and the gravy. Tell us about your chapter. What do you want us to know about your chapter?
Our chapter, I would think, I say this because I think we're probably back to the baby stage. We lost our president last year. Our only president. We lost him last year. So we're like having to...
Want to tell everybody who that is?
Our late president is the great Sylvester Richards. He went to Staths in 1976. Sylvester is selfless. He loves Staths with all his heart. I mean, anything at all that Staths had, he was in it. He was in communication with the principal. He supported the other chapters. You know, you would see him at Florida. You would see him at New York. You know, he tried his best. And that's, I made a pledge. I said it at his funeral. I personally am going to do whatever I can to make sure that this chapter is young. It's young because it started, I think you were involved. Sophia, you were a part of the initial group. And as a matter of fact, I was supposed to be there, but it rained that night.
It did. Oh my God.
It rained. And I was like, I am not going, because Murray had invited me. So I know yourself was a part of the chat. Sylvester was there. Carol Murray was there. Frank Pierre was there. Danny Bob. And of course, Teresa. How could I forget Teresa?
Yes.
Teresa was there. And unfortunately, I couldn't be there because of I wasn't going to drive. I was used to driving in Atlanta, much less to come out in the rain. So I didn't.
That was my first visit. And man, I'm telling you, that rain.
You bring the rain.
Else. Yeah.
You bring the rain. You brought the rain.
I never lived that down.
You brought the rain. So we started, that was about 2013. But our initial meeting where we had our committee, we formed officially had our president, vice president, secretary, was in the summer of 2015. And we were able to do that, we had a bank account open and all of that. We just went formal then.
Yes.
We used to have meetings and fundraisers. Because I remember we had our Christmas party we had the link up. You were there.
Yes.
December 2015, we had that link up. And then after that, we had like another link up. We had quite a few fundraising and
Yes.
Christmas party. The
Yeah.
last one was in 2019,
Mm-hmm.
December 2019, and then came COVID.
Yes.
So with COVID, we didn't do anything after COVID. And Sylvester, may he rest in peace. Sylvester wanted us to have another function this December, because I know he spoke this past 2023. He spoke to Murray, about doing the because she does our flyers.
Right.
He spoke to her about doing the flyer, and he would get back to her, but unfortunately, he got sick and he
Yeah.
passed away after a short illness.
Yeah.
So I'm picking up that hat. We had his funeral in November. I was out of the country twice in December. I had a family gathering, and then I went to Jamaica for December. So I wasn't able to do anything for the chapter, but I made that pledge that this chapter is gonna survive.
Yes.
So I have all the list of persons, where their emails, and I have a few phone number. So I'm gonna personally reach out to people, because we have to get this chapter. I want us to grow. I want Sylvester to be up there looking down on us and just saying,
That'll be
yes, I'm
a
proud of you
awesome
guys.
legacy. Yeah, that'll be an awesome legacy for him. Yeah.
Yes, yes, because this was one of his main, he wanted he wanted Southeast to be successful. So
Yeah, and if I do say so, I mean, you guys came a long way, because we were initially meeting in his basement, and then the last two functions were literally outside an
outside,
event in a venue.
yes,
So,
yes,
there definitely
yes,
has been growth.
yeah,
Unfortunately there was, this little setback, but I'm sure you guys will pick up the momentum and, pick up where
yes,
it left off. Yeah.
yes, yes. And I
So,
give I give special props to Frank Pierre, because two of our fundraisers were at his house. We did a fish fry, two fish
yes, I
fries
remember that. I couldn't
at
make
his
that
house.
one.
So
Mm-hmm.
props to Frank. Yeah, he has opened up his door to us. So
Yes.
we might have to go back to probably just meeting. My house is available. So we might have to just go back to meeting
Start small
here,
again. Yeah, for now.
start small again until we can get back there,
Yeah.
So
You know what?
I know.
And I think as long as you guys are doing something, I don't think it doesn't matter if it's big and grand or it's a handful of people. As long as you have your supporters coming out and supporting you, it's a start. That's where we
Yes,
started, and it doesn't matter how many times you fall, it's how many times you get back up. So,
yes,
and there's the support is out there. So whenever you guys are ready, just let us know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna reach out to persons, and then I would definitely get back with you and let you know. And I know you're like, oh, spread the word.
Yeah.
And I know you have a lot of contacts, so we're gonna depend on you to
No
help
problem.
us.
No
Yes, to help
problem.
us. Yes, yes, yes.
So can you tell us some of the things that the chapter has done to benefit this school over the years?
We were involved with the breakfast program. I know Sylvester,
Okay.
that was something near and dear to him. The breakfast program, the SW Isaac Henry, um, we had
Yeah.
sponsored, yeah, we sponsored some races. I can't tell you exactly what, but we have done that too.
Okay.
And that's pretty much, I know, scholarship. I think Sylvester, but I know definitely the breakfast program donated some money to it, and sponsorship of a race at the Isaac Henry track meet.
Invitation. Okay. All right.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
do you
Hmm.
think you guys are gonna sponsor a race in his honor going forward?
I Yes, yes, definitely, definitely, definitely.
Yes.
Three other ladies, Carol, Pamela, and Georgette and myself, we're in a little chat group, and we will definitely do something. Yes.
Okay. That's
Hmm.
awesome.
Hmm.
Awesome. All
Hmm.
right. So how big is your executive committee?
We were 8 because we have a secretary, assistant secretary. We have a PR assistant, treasurer. Yeah, but 8. We were at 9 and we lost Sylvester, so
Okay.
we're at 8. Yes.
So, everybody is ready to get back on board, or?
I have one person, and before, this is before Sylvester passed on, our assistant, our vice president.
Mm-hmm.
He was, because of his work schedule, he had to step back a little bit. So
Okay.
in our planning next time, we might have to have someone, because we do need advice, have someone step up. We have to nominate a president. We're gonna have to get a president. Yes, so it's a meeting that we're gonna have to do and see who is gonna step up to the plate.
Big shoes to fill.
Bill, oh my God, I don't know.
But you guys can do it. You pull it off all the time, because if I can share with you, for all of the ones that have come down to attend and work with Sylvester to get stuff together, and he always say, no matter how much distance or time pass, whenever there's something to do and I put out the word, they come together. So
Yeah,
his like laid back attitude. He is like he's never stressed or worried. I've never seen that,
yeah.
So, I'm coming like, okay, Sylvester, so is this done? Is that not yet? Not yet. I'm like, but it's like, no, man.
He's always
like
easy.
they always come together. So
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, and true to his word, you guys come through. So
yeah.
yeah, I have no doubt that that's gonna happen again. So
Yeah, because even with his death, and we had to come together to we gave his wife that plaque,
mhm.
we reach out to people and people donated,
Yeah,
and I mean some of the funds is still left back, so we could
nice,
use, so yeah, we
beautiful.
just need to, just have this initial meeting. And like I said, I wasn't able to do anything because of the holiday and I wasn't here, but we definitely gonna get with the three ladies that were in that chat, that we got everything together back then and did the ordering and all of that. We get with them and just make
So would you
things
say
move
your
on.
next major project then is to um vote in a new president?
That would be our next. That
Your
would be
next
our
major.
next major. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Um, so if someone wants to get involved or become a member of the chapter, like how do you get in touch with your chapter?
They could email me. They could call me. I mean, because we're looking for growth. We want to
Right.
grow, and we're looking for people who will work. We're looking for, that commitment. So I mean, I can give my email. It's sanjijoseph6@att.net. Reach out to me.
Okay.
Just let me know. And my phone number, 404-644-5514. Call me.
Okay. And are
Just
there
let
any
me know.
limitations as far as membership for your chapter? Can they join regardless of wherever they live?
No limitation. We're family. Staths is a
That's
family. That's all I know.
that's what
Once
we
you went to
know.
Staths,
Yeah.
you're family. So if you want to join us, if you want to come in something that we're doing, doors open. Always open.
Okay. So, the final question is, why should individuals get involved with your chapter, especially the younger alums?
I know that the younger ones always have something to offer. They have great ideas. Those are the
Yes,
ones that I
this
would
is
love
true.
to come.
Yes.
Yes. We're just looking for my open people with open minds, great ideas. Anything that we can do to do fundraising so we can benefit the school. Like I said, we're family. Once you went to start your family, and
Mhm.
young people have the greatest ideas. I know a lot of people don't give them credit, but they do have ideas.
And they're very tech savvy, and
And
yeah,
they're tech
all
savvy,
that
and we need that.
social media following
Yep,
stuff. Yes.
yep, yep. So
You
we
know,
need that.
I know Sylvester was big on the younger ones, because I remember the last one he had, um two younger alums come that did the dancing for the thing.
Right.
And so
Yes.
I know you know he was vested in the younger alums and stuff. So it would be nice if we could get a few in there.
Yep.
You know if anyone has contact for those two
I am not sure.
individuals?
I am not sure, but I'm
Okay.
gonna check with Charmaine and see if
Nice.
she
Yeah.
knows. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's all the questions I have. Is there anything else you wanted to add before we wrap this up?
No, I mean, if someone, whatever help we could get, to get ourselves back on the road, we would appreciate any ideas.
Okay.
Any ideas, any help. We're here. I mean, we're Staths. One Staths.
One stats.
Mm,
And you know, like you said, you know, you guys are getting ready to do whenever you're ready, just let me know. I'll definitely get the
yeah.
word out there. There, you know, like I said, there are no boundaries. I am in Connecticut, you guys are in Atlanta, but I have no problem, you know, coming on board and helping get the show back up and running because you
Right.
guys are
And I
heading to
think
great things. Yeah,
I think with now people doing Zoom, I'm thinking
exactly.
maybe
No
we'll just do a
boundaries.
Zoom,
No
Zoom
boundaries.
and
Yeah.
no boundaries. Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
yes, yes.
As a friend of Sylvester, you know, I just wanted to take the time to say he definitely will be missed.
Yeah.
Definitely was a lover of his alma mater. And we definitely just gonna be missing seeing his face at all the events. As a tribute to him, I had a memory book
Oh,
created. And I would like to donate this to the chapter for you guys to have because, like you said, he was your only president
yes.
and he will forever be in our hearts. So I will make arrangement for you guys to have this
Wow. Thank you. Thank
of
you.
Sylvester. So this
Yeah.
is from me to you guys with love. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So this, ladies and gentlemen, wraps up our podcast for the Atlanta chapter. Again, I'm your host, Sophia Gray. Thank you for joining us. You have any final thing to say?
No, I just thank you so much. What you did for Sylvester, just thank you.
All right. All right. Have a good day, everyone. Good
All
evening.
right.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye there.